There was drama today at the BBC when the machine, which plays the time signal, went haywire. But the fault has been rectified. And now, foreign affairs. The Prime Minister... Good evening, and here is the news. The Prime Minister... Good evening, and here is the news. Good evening, and here is the news. Good evening, and here is the news. Good evening. Good evening, and here is the news. The Prime Minister... Good evening, and here is the news. Today, a BBC news announcer shot himself.
200 million people do things what they do, each one doing it their own way. Each is a game. All those who love burgers, well, they come to Burger King. Yeah, because they're hot, juicy, and delicious. America loves burgers, but they don't love kings or queens.
Join us back here at the Formation Dance Team Championships. The next finalists are about to begin their display. The South East Midlands Massage Parlour's Formation Dancers. And welcome back yet again to the Formation Dancing Finals at the Hammersmith Palais. And just taking the floor are the North East Midlands Dentist Formation Dance Team. Back to the Hammersmith Palais for the Formation Dancing Championships. As onto the floor come the North East Midlands Roadworks Formation Dancers.
And we've just heard that television is combining a documentary on the Scilly Isles with an episode of the Sandbaggers. It's going to be called the Silly Baggers.
Did you hear about the one? Did you hear it? Oh, hell. Did you hear the one about the woman who complained about the bottle of Bristol cream? She said she rubbed it on, but it hasn't developed her bust.
Here is a warning to all motorists on the M1, travelling from Birmingham to London on the northbound carriageway.
200 million people do things what they do, each one doing it their own way. Each is a game. All those who love burgers, well, they come to Burger King. Yeah, because they're hot, juicy, and delicious. America loves burgers, but they don't love kings or queens.
And now, here is a weather report. Cloudy, 7 out of 10, must try harder.
And now, Radio Poon continues at gunpoint with the news in Welsh.
Glad Cymru am fath, look you. Plan fair Pwyl Gwyn Prime Minister I David Hemmings I Anona Wyn Gil Gogerich Wyn Rob Annual Dinner Chlan Indri National Frog Trampling Institute for Mae hen flan van hydau Les a spotted aardvark pudding Marion, Llanferrio Guest of Honor, Clive Jenkins. Harioneth, Mr. Jenkins, Dinugario, plate of wallaby stew, Guilerio, Prime Minister's head. Llanysgwith, Prime Minister, Perio Sly Jenkins, Mochin Hedio, steaming knit. Ichwanti Silio Gogogoth, Ferioned, home rule for Wales. Iterio, Quinn Chalandaf, all over the carpet. Credin Panius, Lagerech, Metropolitan Police, Robson Heredio, 6 months. Lach Bob Weriach, breach of the peace, Gogerech, Morio, Garonwi, indecent exposure.
Which way to Piccadilly Circus, Mac?
Yeah.
Ah, these British are all nuts.
Hello. All right. Well, no. Well, no, I can't wait to. So, good night.
Program with a warning for all ships situated in the area latitude 5230 north and longitude 150 west. Start rowing. You're in the middle of Birmingham.
He were a great baker, were our dad. He'd start work at 3 in the morning and he'd work till 10 at night, baking bread for all village. Sometimes he'd work even harder, weeks on end without a break. I remember that me and me brothers, Fred and Trevor and Robert, Frank, Richard, Robin, Rory, Brian and Jerry, and Gary and Chris and Harry and Gregory and Harold and Barry, we hardly ever saw him. In fact, my dad worked so hard, he were never at home. It's a good job my mother took in lodgers to keep her company.
Oh, you fool. You're supposed to take the cellophane off.
All right, Mr. Engineer, put the kettle on. Oh, you put it on. It suits you.
Look out for a guy in a green trilby. He's ruthless. Ruthless, I tell you. I know, 'cause Ruth's at home with Mum. Two mice were in a film studio and one was eating a bit of film. I don't think much of this film. The other one said, no, the book wasn't any good either. A snake, crying his eyes out, he was, poor little snake. Found out he was married to a bit of old rope. Hear what the postage stamp said to the postcard?
I know I'm square, but I'll still send you. Two pussycats were watching tennis at Wimbledon. One said to the other, "My brother's in that racket." These are all the two jokes. Two raindrops having tea, and one said, "Shall I pour?" Two angels were sitting on a cloud, and one said, "Halo." Two oranges were rolling down a hill, and one stopped because he ran out of juice. Two Jewish ladies were crying in the pictures. Two Jewish ladies went to see Exodus. See, one starts crying. It's Rachel, isn't it sad? Doesn't it make you feel ashamed you had your nose fixed? Impression of Betty Davis, Sammy's sister, Betty. Peter, our marriage isn't working. Neither are you. My megazones. Got my megazones, good for coughs. Here, I heard yesterday the Russians are dropping 50,000 tons of megazones tomorrow. A ghost walked into a bar and ordered a whiskey. And the barmaid said, "Sorry, sir, we don't serve spirits." A little potato, she was like that, you know, little dead potato. She went to Mummy and Daddy Potato and she said, "Mummy and Daddy, I'm in love. I'd like to get married." So they said, "Really, darling, who is it?" And she said, "Richard Dimbleby." So they said, "Good heavens, darling, we can't possibly allow you to do that. He's only a commentator." When the deep purple falls, oh, blast, the elastic's gone again. I have often walked down this street before. Hello, cheeky, got a light? I wish I was a little pig. No porky could be flasher. I'd waggle my little curly tail and tickle my gammon rasher. I learned that at school. Should go back to school with it. There was a young man from Leeds who swallowed 6 packets of seeds and the mud for silly arse was covered with grass and he couldn't sit down for the weed. And if you heard the little girl says, "Mummy, Mummy, why are your hands so lovely and soft?" Well, darling, it's quite simple, really. You see, I don't do any flipping work. Well, ladies and gentlemen, be careful how you drive home, because remember that 50% of the people are caused by accidents. And if you drive, drink, because how else are you going to face the traffic? I must go now, because I've got an appointment with my psychiatrist. See? And if I don't get there on time, the silly old fool starts without me.
Where have you been? You should have been here at 6:15. I've been to Leonard's for a rinse. Next week I'm with the student prince. I hope you'll both be happy. Oh, shut up, you silly queen. Here's Batman and Robin, arms entwined. Her bosom is throbbing, ain't love blind. He's old enough to be her mum, but she adores his sugar plum. He's got a room in Euston and she's got a flat behind.
That's all, folks.